the Fuji GS645S. Is this probably the best entry-level medium format camera? Let's find out. Now, let's say you've had some time with a 35mm camera and you're looking for a bit more resolution. You've seen those crispy, detailed portraits and you want that medium format look now. Whenever anyone thinks of medium format, you probably think of the Pentax 6.7 or a Hasselblad or the Mamiya 7 or 6, or maybe, even the Rolleiflex, but you probably never hear of Fuji. Fuji never gets mentioned. And today I want to tell you what I think is probably the best kept secret in medium format photography. It's a rangefinder. It was first released in the early 80s. It has a max shutter speed of 1/500th of a second. Fuji made a whole range of medium format rangefinders. I think this is the best one by far in terms of price and performance. The other models are either completely electronic or have bellows, and these are two design features which I like to stay away from like the plague, since they either cost a fortune to fix or can't be fixed at all. I think this composition looks a bit better. It has a leaf shutter, so it's super silent, and a really accurate and intuitive light meter built into it. I love a built-in light meter. The light meter takes two batteries which are really cheap and easy to find, which is a double win. Let's say the battery's completely, once you're out and about shooting, it doesn't matter. It's fully mechanical, so you can keep on shooting. Amazing! As the name suggests, it shoots 645. 645 cameras tend to be left out of the conversation, I feel. Like a middle child. 645 cameras don't get as much attention as their older, higher resolution siblings. Some people argue that you don't really see the true quality of medium format at 645. In case you didn't know, medium format comes in a range of sizes from 645 being the smallest all the way up to 6x9. I know I'm completely biased, but I definitely think there is a big step up from 35mm to 645, especially the differences in portraits. You see so much more detail. You see so much more texture in the skin, so much more detail in the eyes. It shoots in portrait orientation by default, which some people don't like. I think it's a non-issue because if you wanted to shoot landscape, all you have to do is this. Like, as medium format cameras go, this camera is an absolute bargain. These are around £300 to £400 on eBay, which is cheap for a medium format camera. The Mamiya 7s, the Pentax 6.7s go for £1,500 to £2,000 with a lens. Other medium format entry-level cameras would be the Yashica Matte, the Mamiya C330, which are both cheaper at around £200 to £300. However, I would still choose this over them every day because, as far as I'm aware, neither of them have a built-in light meter, and since they're both TLRs, they both have a waist level viewfinder, and in my opinion, waist level finders suck. Initially they're really cool to look down and you see a big wide screen, it looks really cool, but in practice they are a huge pain in the arse to use because you are constantly craning your neck down, looking down. A couple of hours using it, your neck starts to hurt. If you want to get a shot at eye level, forget it. If you're trying to get a top-down shot, forget it. On top of that, waist level viewfinders, the image is flipped back to front, so you're constantly fighting logic to get the framing just right. I realized that if a camera fills you with dread before you pick it up, you're just not going to use it. This, on the other hand, it feels, it shoots, and it loads just like a 35mm rangefinder. So long as it's not too bright or not too dark, it is really easy to focus. Sometimes the focusing patch does become hard to see in low light or super bright conditions, but if that's the case, then you just scale focus. It's a fixed lens, which a lot of people complain about, but in my opinion, honestly, it is a huge plus. It stops you from being tempted to buy more lenses. Over time, I've become a firm believer in having as little gear as possible. One, you save a lot of money, but two, I think it genuinely makes you a better photographer. It is far better, in my opinion, to master one focal length than to dabble in many. The whole camera, just in general, it's really portable. Like, look, it just fits in my hand, just like that. It's not fully metal, but it doesn't feel cheap. It has a reassuring amount of weight. I've had this bad boy around my neck the entire day. It also has a lock mechanism, which is such a nice touch. You're not going to be taking pictures of the inside of your bag. I've used it for landscapes, for portraits, for street, for travel. It really can do it all. In terms of ergonomics, it's really nice to hold. It's got a nice amount of grip to hold onto. It just fits really nicely in the hand. That advanced lever is really nice to push. And once you get used to the lens, which I'll elaborate on in a bit, it's really easy to use. The light meter is really easy to understand, so you always get a well-exposed shot. Everyone is waiting. Let's talk about some cons, because there are some. All the dials are crammed onto the lens. ISO, the shutter speed, the aperture dials are all crammed onto the lens, which saves space and keeps the form factor relatively small. It's very small for a medium format camera. However, when you first use it, you'll find yourself taking some time to dial in all the settings, because you'll just be looking at the lens thinking to yourself, what the hell am I looking at? And by which time your subject will have been long gone. So that takes some time getting used to. Another con about the lens is that there's a literal kangaroo bar, as you can see. It's been reported that the lens can be quite frail, hence why they added the lens cage for protection. I've had mine for a year. It's shown absolutely no signs of weakening. It looks sturdy, it looks fine, it sounds fine, but for me, my copy has been absolutely strong. It's just something to be mindful of. So if you were to purchase your own, make sure that there's absolutely no play in the lens. Make sure that there's absolutely no wiggle whatsoever. Make sure to ask your seller about the condition of the lens. If there's any play in the lens, then leave it. Do not touch it, don't buy it. Because I know the lens can be quite fragile, I'm extra cautious with how I store and travel with it, probably more so than I need to be. I do wish that there were some kind of hard carrying case for it. I'm yet to find one. If you do know of one, let me know in the comments down below. I would very much appreciate it. Another nice little bonus, it has a threaded shutter button, and I've pimped mine out with a nice little red soft release shutter button. Let's wrap this one up. As entry-level medium format cameras go, I genuinely don't think you can beat this. Really affordable. Yeah, it's a bit more than a 35mm camera, but that's to be expected for medium format. It's still a price that's still attainable for the average hobbyist. Just save up a bit. Don't buy coffee for a few months. Make it at home. You know, it's not like a Mamiya 7 or a Pentax 6.7, which is just exorbitantly expensive. You really need to be making money from your photography to really justify purchasing one of those cameras. It's light, it's portable, you can do professional work with it. You can easily take this on holiday, in particular when you're traveling. Having any feature of a camera that dramatically slows down the workflow, like a waist level finder that you'd find on the other entry-level medium format cameras, I guarantee you will not use it. You might use it once, but you won't use it again. This camera feels like a slightly bigger 35mm rangefinder. It travels, shoots, and loads like one, but you're getting way higher image quality. It shoots 645, which means you'll get 15 shots a roll, which means you won't cry that much if you mess up a few frames. 120 film is not cheap. I've never shot with the Mamiya 7, but I'm willing to bet that this little beast would fare pretty well against the king of medium format rangefinders. Even Japan Camera Hunter himself has sung its praises. That's it guys, that's the video. If you enjoyed the video, like the video, share this with your mum, share this with your dad. Follow me at Zain Shoots Film on Instagram. Check out my portfolio at zainreza.com. And with all that said and done guys, keep learning, keep shooting, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.